Hello, welcome back. Here we are to continue with our speed run using the Stonewall Attack from our newest Chessable course. Last video, we left it from 600 up to 1000, and here we are to continue. I'm going to try to play 3-2. If I see that it's not enough to go over the ideas and explain the moves, then we go back to 5-5 like we were doing. Hopefully, we get the white pieces now. Here we go. First game with the white pieces after we reached 1000. We just played a game as black. If you don't see it on this video, it's because I'm only showing you the games that I play as the white pieces. After all, this is mainly to demonstrate how the Stonewall attack, the ideas behind the Stonewall attack. All right, I'm going to go F4. This is one of the ways we talked about in the course, the Chessable course. Then I'm going to go knight F3. Now, e5 might be in the air. It might just be in the air. No. All right. So e4, this is one of the ideas. If you play like this, we want to get into the Austrian attack against the Pier's defense. Now, here I could defend it with the pawn, which I think is what I like right now, or I could play e5. E5, so interesting. Now, let me play c3. Let me try to maintain my strong center. After all, that's what I want. As I explained in the course, I know it feels a little bit weird to have to play the Austrian attack against the Pier's defense when you had to move the pawn twice. But these positions that are not sharp, then it's not a big deal. The extra tempo is not that big a deal. So don't worry too much about it. Okay, e5. Is it time to play e5 or not really? If I don't, they're going to play it themselves, but that's okay. All right, let me just go h3 just to prevent the knight from going to h5 to g4. h3 is a little bit delicate because that knight could go to g3 in the future. But since I'm already castled, I'm in good shape. I shouldn't worry about it. e5, I'm looking forward to it because then I take. So you see, I'll take and then I play d5. Anytime I take with my f pawn, I'm gonna get a very nice pressure down the f file. So there you have it. And then this is so nice to just play bishop c4 or queen b3 and knight g5. But I'm gonna keep it like this. For all I know, this is a protected pass pawn, and I get this semi-open file for my rook. This has to be a good game for us. Yeah, right. I didn't see that. I was thinking, get my bad bishop if you want to. All right. It's only gonna make it more and more interesting. So let me take. Yeah, that was a silly mistake. All right, let me just improve my queen. Now, the only way I'm going to survive this is if I focus on attacking my opponent's king. That's the main thing that I'm looking for. I had a nice possession. I just had to defend that pawn. So this is move number 15. We dropped the pawn on move number 13. Okay. Let's play the middle game now. So I'm thinking maybe I could just play. I was going to play knight c3 anyways. Play knight c3. If they took me, the pawn comes over to help that pawn. But we'll see. Now bishop g5 seems pretty interesting, but I just want to hurry up, improve my pieces. That's the only way that I'm going to get into. I'm going to get back on my feet. All right. Knight g5 seems like the way to go. I mean, knight d4 is very natural. Just looking for that square. E5 was keeping us from that square, but d4 is now available. Knight g5 might come handy with this. My question is, if they go h6, what do we do? Cha, 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 cha. All right. At least I can claim that my pieces are more active than the black pieces, so that might give me an edge. From here, we have to play a lot of chess. Let's see what my opponent does. Okay, they don't want me to go to b5. I wanted to go there. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. How about bishop g5? Now, let me bring the other rook that is doing nothing over here. Indirectly, I'm defending the pawn, but I'm just activating all of my pieces. The last piece, the one that was doing nothing, it's in the game right now. Queen a5. What's that for? Well, I guess you're just improving your pieces, getting away from the file where my rook is. That makes perfect sense. All right. What if I go bishop g5 now? Not so clear what you're gonna do. Is it too early to push? Maybe d6 first. All right, let's put some pressure. Okay, but if we put some pressure and then knight d7, well, at the very least, this bishop is not gonna come out anytime soon. Let's just put a little bit of pressure. And this is something that I tell my students all the time, especially if you're playing at lower levels. The best thing you could do is put pressure, fight to be the one attacking. If you're attacking and you make a mistake, fine, you lose the attack. If they make a mistake, the side defending make a mistake, they get in trouble. So push them against the corner, force them to make mistakes. Now they cannot just play a normal move and relax. They have to defend that knight. And I don't think they did. I might even just take with a rook. But nah, that's too good to let it go. That's it. For all I know, I'm up a piece. We're back in the game now. This 6 might be next. I don't know if I want to get away from this pin first. That seems like a good plan. Yep, that's it. All right. So we made a mistake. I have to tell you, if I go to lines, why is it not showing me? Yeah. Okay, so when they play knight c5, we still have a good position, 0.6, not bad. Just play knight c3. What did I play? Bishop e3. I did not see the pawn hanging. But you know, this is how you learn your openings. You get to this position, you mess it up. Maybe you mess it up one more time or two more times. At some point, your brain is going to be like, hey, we've been here before. You always drop the pawn on e4. And then you will remember. You'll know what to do. All right, so we got that game. We got to 1015. All right, white pieces again. There we go. We're doing our system. Nothing crazy. Just getting our pieces to where they belong. There we go. Now, is this bishop going to be coming out? I'm sorry. Or are they going to play e6 and leave it inside? Okay. It's very interesting that I get this move because, again, this is something that I see it more at the 1700, maybe 1500 plus level. And I see people playing it. But it's funny because they play it and then when we take it, it's like they don't know what to do. We saw this in the other video going from 600 to 1000 as well. e5. Okay, I'm going to defend it. Now, remember, we want to hold on to that pawn. Also, we want the bishop to go to b2. And the other thing to never forget is, well, two things. Number one, don't feel like this is wrong, bringing the bishop to b5. It's okay to move the bishop again because we got a free pawn and we're planning on keeping it. And then lastly, the quicker you can castle, the better. That's it. All right. There we go. This is like playing the Queen's Gambit accepted, but you are the white piece. I mean, with color reversed, and that means that you have an extra tempo. It's like if you had started first. That's why we are okay with it. All right, time to stop you. You see, this bishop b5 move. Should I take you first or should I wait? Let me go queen b3. Just to defend this pawn. I want nothing more. Also, I'm threatening to just take, followed by b5. If they play b6 particularly, we covered in the course, you could just take on c6, followed by b5, and then pawn to c6. Will they play it? We don't know. All right. Not only am I developing and putting pressure on the pawn, but I'm very ready to castle next. And for all we know, this is move number 9, and we are up a pawn. All right, I'm taking that. Whatever they take with, I'm taking with that pawn, and then I'm taking that bishop. If they put it on c6, I take it anyways. But that's going to be my second pawn. My king is one step away from castling. I don't think they're going to complicate this. They could, but I don't think so. Yep. So I think from the start, my opponent was not comfortable here. Okay, so they want to keep that bishop. I understand. Now, time for me to castle. I have to be careful with my knight hanging on e5, but if I see any potential tactic, I'm just going to move it away. Or protect it, of course. I'm also hoping they take here so that I can fix my pawn structure, my double pawns, but also open up the diagonal. That would be very, very nice. All right, so that move came along. I'm thinking c6. Maybe not. Takes. Yeah, why not? Happy to get rid of my double pawn, and I just traded it. We should be okay. Okay, so maybe I should play 3, but it's a little bit too passive. But you know what? I don't see them attacking me or creating anything tricky. Although I just made a mistake. I just realized they could take. I take with the bishop, and I can never take with my a pawn because of the pin. All right, so we got to give something back. We're winning by 2 pawns. It's okay. All right. I think they just didn't see that idea. I'm going to go back to safety. I have no problem with that. Maybe bishop b5 comes next. The only one thing that's going to get me in trouble is my lack of development. I need to get that solved. All right. Bishop b2. Again, I don't need to defend anything other than my pawns over here. Let me solve this situation. But in the meantime, it's all about, if I could do that by developing my pieces, by connecting the rooks, that's it. They have to prove that they have compensation for the 2 pawns that they're down. And ultimately, they have to complicate the game. See, they're trying to create a battery or something like that to go after the king. All right, I'm fully developed. I already looked into this. I think it's easy to take care of. I could play g3. I could play knight f3. I could play knight f4. Yeah. That's it. I'm not even going to worry about that diagonal ever again. If I bring the knight, for example, then something is going to trigger in their head, hey, let's go after that knight, and then I have to be worried about my knight being attacked or deflected. So yeah, better off to just not do any of that. C4, how about C4? Pa, pa, pa. Nah. I don't like this. I don't like to be on the same file as that rook, but I have no choice. Honestly, I thought before, if they did this move, I was going to defend with the rook or this rook just to get away from the pin. But since I put my knight on d2, I don't have that move anymore. So the queen has to come over and help. So that means next thing I need to work on is this pin. I do have to work on that. This move, I think, has to happen. At the end of the day, this is an isolated pawn, but I understand. It's also opening up my rook. Last thing I want to say here is notice how these positions are, you get good positions. We're winning by 2 pawns, but you have to be, your middle game has to be on point, because you have to be careful with so many things could happen, right? So you got to make sure that you keep it simple, that you're not making silly mistakes. All right, this is something I would like to kick out, but no need. All right, let me ask you to do something about that. This is the most annoying thing I need to be careful with. Now, if I survive the middle game, I got a very easy end game. I have a protected pass pawn. It is one of my extra pawns, so this should be pretty easy. I just gotta make sure I don't get checkmated. I just cannot get checkmated. Now, how do we accomplish that? Well. If I kick you out, knight f2 still in the air. Well, let's kick you out. Now, I did kick them out because, now when they take, I'm thinking, well, I could just take with the rook. If you take me, I'm just going to run away, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to be up a piece. It's just that right now, it's just a knight. But next thing you know is the knight and maybe the queen coming over and so on. So just kick them out of here. If they come to e5, even better, because I get to trade pieces. I have to be very careful with this diagonal as well. All right, so that's a no-brainer. That's simplification. All right. I really want to play the knight to d4. I want to push the pawn hitting the queen. But is that the way to do it? Is that the way to do it? Let me just keep it simple. If you split the board in half, notice that I only have the rook on the king side defending the king. I have to be very, very careful. I do have to be careful. Fair enough. It's a good idea at some point there with the bishop or the knight to block that pawn from advancing. All right, it seems like we were already up, but We have to be careful. We have to be able to maintain it. Now, you might be thinking, well, maybe this is not the kind of games that I want. I want something that I could win quickly. But hey, the more you get to this, the more you get used to these kind of possessions, the better you're gonna get at them. And this is closer to real chess than anything else. And be open to it. Like when you play e4 openings, that's the one of the main difference between e4 openings and d4 openings. E4, they're known to be more open, more tactical. D4 openings are more like this: slowly cook it, slowly, and try to convert. So it's a different monster. That's why we teach our students e4 openings first, only later we transition into d4. At least that's the way that I like to do it. All right, we go to the next one. All right, here we are, white pieces, d4, same old, same old. And bishop d3. This is looking more like the ideal setup. That's it. Okay, so knight c6, I don't think I have to be concerned about that. The main thing behind that knight c6, the main thing that we have to be careful with is the e5 push. When you play f4, they just don't have that anymore. Remember, if they played knight b4, which is another idea behind knight c6, well, we don't mind it. We're happy to have a pawn on d3 anyways. Okay, a6 is definitely not concerning at all. All right, time to castle. Like, yeah, this move definitely, this looks like someone who really doesn't know what to do. They just don't know what to do. All right, so my king is castled. Next thing I'm thinking of is bringing the knight to e5. It's a very natural move. We know it belongs there. We know the knight belongs there. Do we need to play c3? Well, we'll see. Okay, now I want to play knight e5. I don't know what they're doing. They have only moved 2 knights. They're not even close to castling. Maybe they want to go knight f5 next. Okay, that makes sense. All right, should I play c4? I think so. And I'm going to play c4 just because, and again, we get to these positions. I trust you've been working on your middle game. We have a free playlist here on the YouTube channel to teach you everything you need, at least everything I know about middle game strategy and tactics. And you have to be able to come up with a plan now. This is not covered in the course, like what to do in this weird position that they get, but it only makes sense to continue to activate our pieces. King is safe, pieces are active. We got to open up lines to get to that king. That's a fact. All right, so my opponent just moved back to d8. Well, then for the most part, well, maybe just go bishop a3, or we could go bishop d2, bishop b4. All right, let me just go b3 just to keep it simple. Bishop could go to a3 or b2. Now I do like this plan of going bishop d2, bishop b1, bishop h4, but I think this one is more practical. All right. Do I have to? I mean, it'll be interesting to get to c6 until at some point. Queen f3 was probably better. I mean, still in the air, so maybe I just do it. Maybe I just do it right now. All right, so they played c5. Of course, they want to get the knight. Now I'm thinking, should I go queen f3 first? I'm hitting that rook. What could they do about it? They could block with the knight, or they could move the rook. If they move the rook, that's a fork. That's an easy one. So queen f3, knight d5. Then can we play knight c6? I guess. I mean, I can always play bishop d2. All right, let's go for it. Let's go for it. All right, and once more, we got one of these positions that is very comfortable. We got here very easily, but now we gotta play chess. We gotta play chess. All right, we considered that. That feels good, but they moved the F knight instead. So knight c6, knight takes, knight takes. They move the queen. Well, maybe we just go bishop d2. That's it, keeping it simple. We want nothing more, just keeping it simple. E4 is in the air, bringing the rook to this file is in the air. Just things that I know you can come up with. So let's see if we can. Let's see what our opponent does. One thing is for certain, is way easier to attack than it is to defend. If you think it's difficult to find the right attacking move here to put pressure, make no mistake, it's way more difficult for black to play this position. And you can see the amount of time they are consuming. All right, so knight c6. Yeah, so now my bishop is not defending anymore, but I could always go to c4, so I'm okay with that. I'm thinking knight c6, knight takes, knight takes. No. Okay, I'm going to go back because at the end of the day, I don't want him to even improve their bishop. I don't want to help them with development or anything like that. All right. Now, definitely the first reaction here is get away from that diagonal. Now, is it that urgent? What if I play 4? What are you going to do? I mean, I would just keep it simple. Move away, maybe to g3, putting pressure on g7. Ooh, h5. Just to create more weaknesses. Maybe h3. That might be it. So take, followed by 95. I like that idea. Oof, wait. I do have a bishop here. So if I go queen h5, g6, I could definitely take, pawn takes, queen takes, king f7, 95. All right, let's give it a try. Is g6 coming? Is g6 coming? Is g6 coming? Oh, what happened to my time? To my internet? Yeah, g6 just got here. Let me double check this. Yeah. There we go. Now, maybe, look, even if this is wrong, they have to find the right defensive move. There we go. We calculated this far. Now, I know that I have to be okay. That king in the center, lack of development. I'm thinking going here, this has to be good, and then knight f7. But is that what I want? Is there anything better? Well, let's go with that. My rooks could come over trying to get to that king as well, but let's see. All right. Is this the move? Nah, I'm going to keep it simple. Just give me the material back. I want nothing more. I calculated up to here. I thought afterwards they could go king e7, but I think they were in trouble anyways. All right. How much do we care? Yeah, we care a lot. I mean, we're up by a lot right now. We just gotta keep it together. All right, give me that. You could take my knight. I got away from it with a check. All right. Rook c1. That's it. This is already done. They know it. Careful with this move. I don't need to allow them to do anything. Actually, this comes with check, so I don't have to be concerned about that. So I could take with the queen, right? Simplify everything, check, and then play g3. Or I could take with a rook, check. Let's say they move over here, check. They move up, check. Yeah, that's probably stronger. So let's go with that. All right. So we take with check. They still want to make this work, but it's just not going to happen. I don't think I have any checks, but that's it. After G3, this is the end of it. So I think they have no choice but to resign. And we keep the Stonewall Attack pawn formation. All right. This is coming. Everyone knows. Okay, we take with check. Come on, rook. Only move. And then I could just go rook c7. That should be the end of it. Queen e6 is very attractive as well. So there you have it. This line, if I go all the way back, basically it was exactly what we're looking for, but even better because our opponent just did nothing. They just don't know what to do. They just don't know what to do. Now this c4, of course, we haven't covered it. I mean, there are some lines where we talk about c4, but I think it's pretty straightforward. I wish my knight could get involved. Oh, the pawn is not letting me. Boom, pawn to c4. With the king in the center, I want to get to that king. After that, you could see, I don't even know if I played the right moves or not, but I'm putting pressure. I'm being energetic. All right, so we got that one. All right, so here we got the white pieces again. This time I'm playing a 3-2. Let's see how it goes. Same old, same old. Is the bishop coming out? Nope. Now, c5 is probably coming. We just play c3. I didn't have to play c3. Why did I do it? I don't know. Well, let's hope they play c5. There you go. We justified it. That's it. All right, queen f3. It looks like we're going to get a classical. We're going to get an ideal Stonewall. All right, this is under control. c4, we already know if they do that, we just go back. Oh, they opened up the file. Okay, so knight has to be, no. Yeah, they decided to give us material. And if you already went over the other video going from 600 to 1,000, we saw this a lot. People giving us a free pawn on e4. It's like they just don't know what to do. They just don't know what to do. Okay, thank you for fixing my pawn structure. Thank you for opening up my bishop. And again, if you look at it from black's perspective, let me see if I can flip the board. Oop. So it's just very annoying. They have all of these chances to attack on the king side, and we just cannot do much about it. All right, taking makes a lot of sense to me. I wonder if I have to. Yeah, let me go rook f3. That's it. Rook lift, thematic. Okay, I'm guessing they want to go queen g5 next. That's it. It's the queen by itself here, and we got queen and two rooks. Soon I'm going to start getting you in trouble. En passant. Notice how that pawn went 2 steps and landed next to my pawn, so I can take it. And now this one is hanging. It's too much. Yeah, give me that. Ooh, maybe this was better. I keep missing that. Let me see. I should have taken first. Yeah. Maybe taking here. me and the pawns. It's interesting. If they go now, oh, they cannot even go there. Yeah, all I want is to force the trade of queens. Nothing more. Yeah, that's it. We simplify the game, and now the rook will take care of the rest. This was a very simple game. Let me actually just take a moment to see. Let me see, let me see, let me see. 95% accuracy, and we did not do anything extraordinary. That's it. That's it. There we go. Queen f3. Give me that. Of course, they gave us this for free, and everything becomes very easy after that. Yeah, taking the bishop was okay. Not a big deal. Yeah, mistake. Yeah, I should have taken on the 8. I did not see it. There we go. And end of story. That's it. That's it. All right, so we continue. I had to take a break and move to a different room, but here we are. Let's keep on going. All right, we got the white pieces. Oof. All right, Dutch. Let's see how well prepared a 1061 rated player is against this gambit. I'm going for the pawn. Now the knight is defending it. I'm trying to remove it. If they play d5, you already saw it in another game. We just take followed by queen h5. Oof, that's ugly. With h6 played, this is checkmate. Oof. What was that? What was that? All right, here we go. White pieces again. They're being friendly now. We're playing with the 1100s. Now, e6, many times they do it to invite e4, and then you play in the French defense. I prefer to stay in our elements. There we go. Eventually, they're going to play d5, maybe c5. There we go. It looks like we're getting into our ideal setup. Maybe c5 is played now. Or maybe they want bishop a6. Very easy when they let us play like this. Yeah, that was coming. We reply with c3, and then we got our Stonewall Attack formation. Very good. I take with the e pawn. If bishop d6, I'm ready to just put the knight on e5. All right, I'm not even going to stress. I'm going to castle. That knight by itself means nothing. Now, if they had the knight and other pieces to attack, that's a different story. All right, time for me to put my knight where it belongs. Most likely they're going to castle next. Oof. What's going on? Queen h5, nobody cares about queen h5. 2 games back to back where we got the same tactic. Now, this is straight out of Puzzle Rush. Even if you have never learned this opening, you should know that after g6 we take, and if the pawn takes back, well, we get the rook. Now, anything else they do is mate. Yep. Tactics. All right, they're saying get the rook. Not a big deal. Now, I'm going to go in with check. Not only am I already ahead by a pawn and an exchange, that in itself is completely winning. But I want to see if I can get to their king. Let me open up. And then put pressure over here. I don't think they can defend it. I just don't think so. And even if they defend it, I just need to develop my bishop. I could always play f5, d5 to open the king even more. But my point is, this is just one regardless. Yeah. All right. Yeah, they're going to try to at least checkmate me somehow. Let me do check. Of course, they have this move, but I gotta try. Oop. Too much. I had checkmate in one move. That was made in one move. Yeah. All right, we got that one. All right, white pieces. We got to 1088. I don't know what that's about, but I don't think they have a plan. I don't think they have a plan. Maybe they thought I just wanted to play bishop b5. Okay, we talked about this in the course. I'm going to get the knight now to e2, mainly to get to f4 and remove that bishop. Without that bishop, I'm going to be the only one with a light square bishop. So get out of here. I could play 4 right now. Let me play 4. I typically just castle, right? Castle and then play f4, and I go back to my Stonewall Attack formation, but this is going to be interesting. I think they got a pretty ugly French setup here. All right, let me solve that problem. They're probably going to play queen b6 or something like that. I wonder. Can I play queen g4? Okay, I gotta solve this problem first. I knew that move was coming sooner or later. Now my pieces are all developed. Their weaknesses are e6 and then these double pawns. If I go queen g4, what are you gonna do? a4? Then I take, you move over. I mean, I'm threatening the knight after all. Cannot take because of you. Can I deflect? Can I eliminate that queen? What could I do about that? Can I sacrifice? Right, let's hold it. Let me go all the way back. Remember, the bishop 2 squares away from the knight. That means you're controlling it. I don't think they have anything on the queen side. The center is locked. I don't think they have anything on the queen side. Let's see if we can create something on the king side. All right, maybe it's time to kick you out of here, maybe. Or we just get ready to attack, continue to attack. If we split the board in half, so far we got 1, 2, 3, 4 attackers. They got 2 defenders. So this might be good. I wonder if I should sack or if I should take on g6. Should I sacrifice on h7 or should I sacrifice on g6? They just don't care. Yeah, I'm thinking take, check, 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 block, and then checkmate. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't think so. And that's what I keep telling you guys. The opening is only going to take you so far. You have to be able to calculate and find these ideas. Tactics, 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 tactics. Just like we calculated it. That's it. All right, that was a good one. Now we go to, okay, 1097. Let's see if we can get past. Let's see if we can break 1100. Oh, man. Yeah, black pieces it is. Let's do it. Nah, that was a free pawn. I didn't see it. I played too fast. I played mechanically. All right. I'm gonna pin the knight. D4 is available, so I'm gonna try to eliminate that knight so that I can place my knight on D4 or E5. What should I go with? Let's play like this, just this time. Queen has to go back, fine. Let me ask, what are you gonna do here? Now, with the bishop on this diagonal, I gotta be careful when I play h6, because now, if they ever take on g6, let's say with the queen, I cannot take back. So it's just something to think about. Let me solve the problem. Let me solve the problem. For all I know, I got a free pawn and I'm going back home. That's it. Now, opposite color bishops, we gotta be careful. They tend to be very drawish towards the end game. All right, we're giving them nothing. We're up pawn. Now we just hold it. There we go. This bishop is not as good anymore. What are you trying to do, my friend? Okay, finally fully developed. Let's see if I can go over and put some pressure around those pawns. Next pieces I would like to activate are my my rooks. So let's see if I can open up lines. Now this is just a cheap trick. At the end of the day, I'm paying attention to every move they play. They played f4. What changed? Well, the diagonal open tab. So if they took and we take back and they take again, then queen d4 fork. Of course, they know better than that. They know better than that. Let's expand. I don't think this is going to be good for them anymore. Let's expand on the queen side. I could have taken and then I have a pass pawn, but I don't want to give him any activity like open file, the active bishop. So let me try to push this c4. Oh, the same tactic. You know what? That was a better move right now. Just c4, man. c4. Takes. But we could do it after. So I'm thinking if I do c4 right now, there we go. Same idea. And you can see how this push is giving them so much trouble because it opened the diagonal. Now we're gonna test or confirm if they didn't take on d5 earlier because they saw my tactic or my chip trick or because they didn't even realize they could take the pawn. All right, I think they just didn't see that. Just like that, we're up a bishop. Now we just got to convert. Yeah, I'm gonna solve this problem forever. That said, these rooks are looking at nothing. Now I just need to activate my rooks. 7th rank, double up. This queen by itself is not gonna checkmate me over here. I'm okay. Yeah, after that, checkmate is coming. And that's it. All right, with that game, I know it was with the black pieces. It would have been cool to break 1100 with the white pieces with the Stonewall Attack. But hey, we're also very proud of our counter blow for the black pieces. So there you have it. I'm going to leave it here. We went slowly but surely from 1000 to 1100. Next time I see you, we're gonna reach 1200.